So for you guys that are cohort 1, it will be a review. And for those of you guys that are cohort 2, it's going to be new information. Can you guys see the screen right now with the resource page? Nope, here it comes.
Here it comes.
Okay, perfect. So the first thing that we want you guys to be aware of is that we have a wonderful website page that is full of information for you guys. So if we can click on the NorCal website page, that page has a plethora of knowledge for you guys. So what's on the page, if you scroll down a little bit there, it has how do you participate, but it also has some information about us. It talks a little bit about who is in the grant, the leads on the grant, talks about successful stories, so people that are doing some work out there in the field and who is doing what. The NorCal ELC newsletter has been taken on by Sandra Azevedo, and so monthly we have had our newsletters published by her, and within the newsletters we try to highlight different things that are going on within the grant. So make sure that monthly that you check in on that, and sometimes it may be you and or your team that is spotlighted within that newsletter. Can you go up in, can you hit the Knowledge Center for me, Chris? So within the Knowledge Center, there is a ton of resources there for you as well. And I know as just as a team coach, I access this page quite often if I'm looking just for different resources for leadership, for continuous improvement, publications on social emotional learning and equity. So these are all housed here for you. So don't forget that that is there for you. So this is our website for the NorCal ELC, and just make sure that you hit that, you know, once a week I try to go in and just make sure that I am up to date with that kind of information. So if you want to go back to the main resource page, one of the other things that I found very valuable was our ABEO page. We are also on Facebook. So if you want to sign up, make sure that you go to our NorCal Facebook page. But our ABEO website also is loaded with some knowledge stuff for us. It talks about who ABEO is, why ABEO, and some of their research stuff that they use and their tools. Tons of research there. And then the thing that I use the most with the ABEO is the toolkit. And so, Chris, if you'll go back up into the toolkit, this is where you're going to find a lot of the stuff that we use within the grant. And so the digital toolbox, you'll hear us talk about that. Things are housed in the digital toolbox. This is where we house all of our information. If you look across the top, you'll see where it says home. And we also have it in the middle here. It says click to enter, protocols, all the protocols that we use within the coaching, within the regional PLCs, the coaching academies. You'll find all the protocols, the readings, the tools, the coaching academies and the PLC academies. This is where we house all that information. And so Kenny's going to talk a little bit about the differences between the different types of coaching resources and team lead resources here in a minute. But this is where the ABEO toolkit is, and this is where you'll find yourself before we go into our meetings. You'll say, where is this stuff housed? Go into the digital toolbox, and this is where you'll find stuff. Very, very important. Okay. So Chris, if you want to click back out of that. So our NorCal ELC team. Earlier this morning, Dr. Kotar talked about who's part of our team. So Dr. Kotar is the principal investigator, and he's the lead on our grant. Dr. Gulbranson leads all the PD and is in charge of all of the coaches. And then Sandra Azevedo out of Butte County Like I said, she does the newsletter and is our resource. We rely heavily and lean into her when we talk about trauma-informed practices, restorative justice. She leads us in that work. And then our grant team that does all the technical support, which really is a lot of how do you guys get paid, the paperwork, everything that the heavy lift part of the grant, the technical piece, Jolene, Rachel, and Blanca do that. So if you have any technical questions, lean into them, right? They're the technical piece of the grant. So earlier we talked a little bit about the NorCal ELC coaches. And so we have team coaches and we have team leads. And I'm going to turn it over to Kenny, my colleague out of Humboldt, who's going to talk a little bit about the coaches and the leads and what's the difference between these two people within the grant.
All right, thank you, Kim. In regards to the coaches, because of the high demand for the course, we've and this program, we've actually added additional coaches to help us with the numbers. And so you can see the NorCal coaches are there, Alan Carver. And if you click on their name and let's say Alan, you'll go ahead and click on that, Chris. You can get his email address right there. So you will be working with one of these coaches and you simply can go right to, again, the webpage and get their addresses and hook up with their emails. One of the reasons we wanted to talk about the webpage is because it's in our first year group. I mean, it took us all a while to get there, not only to get there, but to develop it. And Dr. Kotar and Rachel, and there's a lot of people involved with developing that webpage so that you have easy access. And like Kim mentioned, there's those toolkits from ABEO and so on. What I would suggest to all of you is that you do take some extra time and just navigate that web page by yourself and do a little navigating and say, oh, okay, I didn't know this was here, but there's some great tools and resources for you. So Chris, if you could go back to the Chico or the web page there, please, NorCal web page. Thank you. If you could scroll down. I wanted to talk about how to participate. Again, the reason I just wanted to share a little bit of that with you is because your group overall has the new program teams have applied, but you may not know or may not have read what different levels there are. There's a team in regards, if we take a look at the team level, that, you know, it's basically right here, you can find out, you know, it's a small group of educators, and it has a nice description. And then it has guidelines for those participants. Go ahead, that would be great. And it goes right into like eligibility for the team and the team formation. Now, whoever completed your application probably went through this. I'm not sure if everyone did, but I wanted the group to know. And then you have team members and team leads. And in regards to the information here, it describes the roles and the responsibilities of a team lead and a team member. And that will help you and, you know, okay, who's doing what and in regards to the team lead and team members. So if we could go backwards, okay, if you, the rubric, that's okay. Then learning, there's also commitments and schedules. If we take a look at that, there's in and on the web page will be dates and times and so on to help you kind of schedule out your years so that you don't end up with conflicts. So notice the dates and times, it's all there on the web page. Let's see, dates, time, calendaring, that's on, then year is, if we want to take a look at that. And there's the dates overall. Individual, maybe if we go down to the individual. Good, good. Yeah, and I think really for the most part, you can get in there and navigate that. That's the individual leadership coaching. Go ahead, check on that, please. So there, you'll end up receiving individual coaching participants, and coaches and leads will be their information is really there on that web page. So it has a lot, and it'll take you a little while to get through it, but there's a lot of materials that will assist you. So Chris, Kim, is there anything else that we should be covering there?
I would just say, just remember to check the website and make sure that when you're assigned your coach, they will reach out to the team leads and set up meetings with them to make sure that we're communicating with them, and then the team leads make the direct meeting assignments with the team members. So there's kind of a chain of command with how things are ran. But certainly check in with this, and remember that ABEO is our professional development leads, and their digital toolbox really is the key to your successful learning in this grant. So we are happy to have you guys on board, and hopefully this little bit of tidbit gives you a little bit of insight and will be a helpful resource for you guys. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Chris.
Thank you so much, Kim and Kenny. Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you now to introduce our next keynote, please.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michael Gulbranson. My role here in the NorCal ELC is a professional learning director. I'm really happy to see everybody here today. I hope you enjoyed the morning as much as I did. I thought that was fantastic. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking a little bit to new team participants to add a little bit more context to the structure that Kim and Kenny were just referring to. So to really quickly answer your question, Al, regional PLCs have not been divvied up yet. So we will announce that and who your region's coach will be when we come back in fall. But I'll be giving tomorrow morning.